Fuck it. Hello, and welcome back to
ShootFilmsNow,
the home of filmmaking heresy. And tonight you'll notice that in particular we've actually got two cameras, and both of those two cameras are going to be recording at exactly the same time. This is going to have great relevance to what we're actually talking about on this very same video, which is filming. We're moving on to step 4. The first step was choice of script. The second step was equipment and the sort of shots, basic shots, to get them into your mind. Third step, we're actually talking about the casting and the crewing. So now you've actually got the elements, and now the next stage is to actually put your production together and get it shooting. So the first thing we've got to actually, like say, is the actual producing side of things. Obviously you want to get it organized, and one of the key things and the tips I want to say here and now, just say this is the date, this is what's going to happen, let other people fit round you. I know it's very tempting to say like, hey man, well, we can do it on this day, it really doesn't matter, or we can do it on that day, you know, where we are, and we'll all correlate our diaries. It really doesn't work like that. Just set a date, just say great, everybody's going to turn up, otherwise you're not involved. The second thing we've got to do is to sort out what our location is. Now, because you're really right down there, right at the basic roots of everything, what I would recommend more than anything else, that the thing to do is go for an interior, something like round your flat or maybe somebody's kitchen or something like that. If you take it outdoors, okay, it's going to look good outdoors, but if you do go outdoors, you're going to get things like passers coming by, and all of that is going to throw you, it's going to sort of put you off and everything like that. Maybe the police will come and look at you, or a sign will go past. So keep it nice inside. That's a good place to actually start off. If you want to go outside, maybe your garden or something like that. Keep it nice and simple. Okay, next, what you've got to then consider is the schedule. And what I recommend for this one is to not muck everybody about. So just say this is your schedule, 1 hour rehearsal, makeup, not really that important or anything like that. This is very basic. So 1 hour putting the thing together, and the second hour is going to be in shooting. So you should be finished in just 2 hours. Try to avoid things where, you know, oh, well, we'll just do another take, we'll just do another take. That is a big no-no. Don't overshoot. Okay, the next thing now we're going to be moving more onto the actual shots, or rather, first of all, we can actually talk about directing. Now, directing is probably something you're not tremendously used to right at the moment, but you're going to get very used to it very quickly. And here is the #1 tip. Get the actors working and doing the scene again and again and again and again. You do not have to rehearse beforehand. Yeah, you might think, oh, we're going to have a rehearsal before. That's just you being inconfident. No, trust me on this one. You just get the actors there on the day, but get them doing run-throughs. They might sort of say, oh, well, this is all right. No. Just get them to another one run-through, and another run-through, and another run-through, and encourage them to actually play around with the scene. Okay? Maybe do it in different ways and stuff like that. One thing though, don't get them to move. As soon as you actually start getting actors who are moving, you really do run into troubles, because then you've got to get up there. Effectively, a scene, you know, if they're coming in, you're sitting down, and then they're going out again, that's actually 3 scenes. So actually start it over a table scene, and just like leave the actors in that position. You get more used to moving around a bit later on. Okay, I want you to feel confident, man. I don't want you to feel like, oh dear, you know, this is a real sort of, you know, a traumatic thing. You keep it nice and simple. Subsequent films are going to be better, and they're going to have more movement actually in there. Okay, so the next thing is the shots. Well, as I talked about earlier on, and I said that scene that I showed you, the one in the kitchen, only had 3 shots. Now what we're actually going to do though, we're going to do 5 shots. A wide shot, so everything as wide back as you can. If it's in a room, just like going back, okay? Then a medium of one of the actors, followed by a close-up of the actor, a medium of the other actor, followed by a close-up of the actor. All the time, at both times, you actually record the sound on another microphone, which is just held by that second person quite nice and close to them, okay? That's all you need. Then after that, then you can start doing things like pickups. There's going to be a temptation that like, oh, I can just imagine at this point there's going to be a close-up and all of this sort of, don't do that, don't do that. You maybe can put those things in later, but if you start thinking of a scene like that, take it from me, you will end up at the end of 2 hours and you'll go, oh, I don't know whether I've got all this stuff. Well, the point is, if you have done the close-ups and the medium shots all the way through, then you're basically going to be all right. Next thing is, whenever you film, do not break up the scene. Run the entire scene, again, all the way through every time. The reason why for that will become more apparent when I actually go on to the next stage, which is the editing stage. And also though, it's demonstrated here tonight because we've got 2 takes and we can quite happily cut between the 2 different cameras, and we can cut bits and pieces out and we can add additional emphasis. And this is just from 2 cameras, and this would be exactly the same if you had 1 camera here and then you move the camera and you did exactly the same thing from over there. Okay, you can cut things between the 2 cameras. That's why we're doing this actually today. Okay then, so the final bits and pieces are to do with the lighting. Now, people tend to actually have like really, really rubbish lighting. Even me, look, here I am, I'm just doing this by myself. And even then, I just actually bother to actually have a couple of lights, okay? If you're going to be doing it in daylight, for whatever reason, you really don't have to worry too much about the lighting at all. But if it's dark, whatever you do, don't just put the main light on. It'll look rubbish. It'll look a pile of wank. And then when you're positioning the shots, when you've set the light up, with the camera, don't just go, oh, well, I'm standing over here. Actually move around and see where the best shots are. So make it interesting, actually make it worth actually watching in the first place. A little bit of lighting, a little bit of thought about it, and this is the classic lighting. We are going to be doing like other modules, a lot of them. Here we've got a key light facing me here, and we've just got a rim light behind me. So simple, isn't it? And yet it looks so much more effective than just like having absolutely, just like one light. Okay then, good luck with the shoot. I'm sure it's going to be a masterpiece, and I will see you on the next stage with Shoot Films Now. Adios, amigos!